I'm here at the Huntington Beach Equestrian Center on Golden West, across from the library. You've probably driven by here 1,000 times. Maybe you've even been here, but I doubt you have any idea about the incredible hidden history we're about to discover inside.
I'm Chris Epting. I'm a writer and a storyteller, the author of several books and many articles about Huntington Beach. And what I like best is uncovering history that you may not be familiar with. This is Hidden Huntington Beach. For more than 120 years, horses have been a vital part of the Huntington Beach community. And today, here at the popular Equestrian Center, there's a hidden story that definitely ties back into American history. Justine Makoff is the president and founder of Free Rein, an organization within the Equestrian Center whose stated mission is to heal humans and rescued horses by creating a bond that empowers and nurtures both. So Justine, first of all, tell us about this gorgeous animal between us.
Yes, so this is Luna, and she was a wild Mustang that came to Free Rein Foundation a little over a year ago. And she has just become an amazing, beautiful, docile part of our family.
People, I think, are unaware, I know I was, that there are wild Mustangs here in Huntington Beach. Talk a little bit about Free Rein and then how we got to having Mustangs right here.
Yeah, so Free Rein Foundation here in Huntington Beach is a nonprofit that does extraordinary work. The program Free Rein Foundation was started by Dr. Carol Harris, and she had a vision and a dream to provide equine psycho-assisted therapy and learning for at-risk youth, people suffering from difficult life circumstances, vets with PTSD. Really, there's nobody that this program can't help. And these are the beautiful creatures that we use for that program.
You actually use the Mustangs?
We sometimes use the Mustangs. They can be a little bit trickier. Normally we use rescued horses that have come from abused and neglect.
People are unaware. There are literally tens of thousands of wild horses, thousands of Mustangs running wild. What happens to those horses if they're not rescued and recovered?
Yeah, it's quite tragic. These Mustangs are in huge populations all over states, North Dakota, California, South Dakota, Nevada. And if these Mustangs aren't rescued, if people don't step up to the plate and bring them in, rehome them, they go to slaughter.
When did you actually start bringing in wild Mustangs in addition to all the other horses that you've rescued here?
Wild Mustangs became part of our program just a little over 2 years ago. And Mary Behrens, who's the owner-operator of the Equestrian Center here and a huge supporter of Free Rein Foundation, was online and saw these beautiful creatures needing a home, and she was the one that was going to give them hope. So she brought them in. They're part of our amazing program. We work with trainers to train them and get them ready for a new home.
And then you find people to adopt them.
Yep, that's right.
Like dogs. I mean, it's just on a larger scale.
Not very much.
Well, it's an amazing program. Like I said, to me, it truly is hidden history here. Not just the program, but having wild Mustangs here that you're helping and saving and rescuing is an incredible story. So we're going to go and actually meet a couple of the Mustangs and watch them in action. And thank you for all you do here. This is just a wonderful hidden story.
Yeah, thank you for putting a spotlight on Free Rein. Appreciate it.
Doug Renica is the equine facility manager here at the Equestrian Center. He recently adopted a wild Mustang named John Henry, who I also had the pleasure of meeting.
All right, so tell us about John Henry, your magnificent Mustang here.
John Henry was conceived in a sanctuary in South Dakota, the Black Hills of South Dakota, born wild, and it was been almost 2 years now since he's been here. He came with 5 other horses, and when they all came together, he was a really young 2-year-old. He was all head and legs, little body, and all those Mustangs went to each trainer down here, and we had a little Mustang challenge. And they had a little competition on saddling the horse, riding the horse, and it all did really, really well. All but maybe one, Mr. Pedro, who's still up on our stables up there. But John Henry went to the dressage trainers, and they saddle broke him. They got him so that a rider could ride him safely. And then after that program, the Mustang Challenge, he came up for adoption. And before they completed the sentence to say, hey, John Henry's up for adoption, I said, I'll take him. So he was a horse when they first arrived. He was the only one that came to me and sniffed my hand. And they say, usually a horse picks its owner, and he definitely picked me. He's now 4 years old, and he does really well.
Doug, talk about the mythology of the American Mustang and American culture. It's incredible that we've got these Mustangs here in Huntington Beach, but talk a little bit about how they factor into history.
Well, the wild Mustangs out in the wild are amazing. They're beautiful to watch. It's wonderful to see them out there with no human contact, and they do really well. But 500 years ago, there were no horses here in the Americas. It wasn't until the Spaniards brought them here and conquered Central America, and they brought breeding programs and started breeding horses here. And more Europeans brought more horses over, and they were getting released in the wild and escaping in the wild, and their numbers grew huge. So before the Civil War, I believe there was an estimated 50,000 or more wild Mustangs in America, doing great. But they were captured and used in the Civil War, and their numbers were decimated. So after the Civil War, their numbers were way down. But after that, come the 1940s, I believe it was the 40s or 50s, the American government said, no, we got to protect these guys. They're part of American history. And so there was a protection program for these guys. But since then, their numbers again have grown exponentially. And I believe the numbers now might be 90,000.
Wow.
We just don't have the space, the food.
And this is where the program comes into play, right?
So here's all these wild Mustangs that need homes. They're starving out there. I mean, they do well because they breed so well, but you know, there's just not enough space for them. So if there's anything people can do to help these guys, the best thing we can do is adopt them. So that's something that Free Reins done.
He's your guy.
He's my guy. He was a match made in heaven. It was one of the best things I've ever done my whole life. And we're having a great time. He's been a huge project and very rewarding.
I think it's an incredible component of hidden history locally that we've got wild Mustangs here. And again, the program is amazing. The fact what you're all doing to help these animals and rescue them and adopt them is exceptional. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
Mary Behrens is the owner of the Huntington Beach Equestrian Center. She gave me some more background on the history of the facility.
The Equestrian Center, as we know it, it's been here since about 1982. There were horses here before, it was stables. But as the Equestrian Center, it's 1982, right?
Correct, yes.
It's grown a lot. How
Yes.
many horses are here typically, like on any given day? How many horses are on
Well,
site?
right now we're full of all our stalls are filled with a waiting list of people wanting to come in, and we have the capability of having 400 horses here.
And you've got about that many here now?
Right, yes.
How many businesses are back here? It's like a city within a city. I don't think people realize just how involved it is back here and what a big part of the community the Equestrian Center is. Even though you can't tell from the street, right?
Yes, and we have about 15 horse trainers here within the facility, and they have employees that they employ. And we also have, there's people that, they work during the day and they can't take care of their horse, so we have daycare providers that come in and take their horses out and turn them out and feed them their lunch and, just take care of them. And so, it's a great facility to come to, and, it's just a jewel. The city calls us a jewel of Huntington Beach. And we're so fortunate to have this facility here. We have people come in and say, I didn't even know it was here, and I've lived here for 10 years and I didn't even know you were here.
No, it's hidden history.
Right,
That's my point.
exactly.
It's so deceptive on the outside.
Right.
I think that the Mustang program now, what you've got here with Free Rein, really makes it something very special.
Yes,
The
totally.
Mustangs they're different, right? I
Right.
mean, you can tell by how everybody here reacts to them. They're special, aren't they?
They are very special, and they're smart horses because they're not interbred. They're just, wild that were bred throughout the centuries.
Tango likes you, by the way.
Most of the horses do. Hi.
Well, we're going to wander
So-
around some more, meet some
Okay.
more of them, and experience more of the center. But
Okay.
thanks for all you do here. It really
Thank
is
you.
a whole
It's
other
a great
world
facility. We're very fortunate that Huntington Beach allows us to be here. It's such a great place to be, and everybody loves it here. It's a great community facility.
Remember Pedro, the Mustang we heard about, who was too wild to be adopted? Well, thanks to a woman named Rocky Gerber, Pedro's luck is about to change today. Rocky, watching you out here relate and interact with your beautiful Mustang here, Duke, is really special. How long has he been yours?
About 6 months.
What is it about him that makes him so special for you? Because he really is, again, watching him run around and exercise and stuff is incredible, but what do you feel about him? Where does his bond come from?
He came into my life through Free Rein. and I started volunteering. And he kind of caught my eye. Huh? Yeah, we caught each other's eye. And we decided, maybe someday we'll be a family.
Now, interestingly, the horse that he was out here interacting with, Pedro, is a horse that he's the one Mustang that was deemed kind of untrainable, right? From talking to everybody here at the
Yes.
Equestrian Center, Pedro really was not interested in much training, but and thus was not adopted. But there's a rumor that you are going to be soon taking over the
Adopting.
reins of Pedro. That's true?
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit, because that's a different kind of effort. I mean, Duke seems fairly relaxed, like the other Mustangs that have been here for a while. Pedro's a little bit different, a different project. What draws you to him, and what makes you want to adopt him?
I think with Pedro, it's going to be a lot more spending time with him. Not so much hands-on, but just having him get used to me. And once he gets more and more comfortable, I'll start slipping a lead rope on him and just gently walking him around. And also a big part of bonding with these guys is I'll be taking over feeding them. So they're gonna kind of associate me with their care, which is gonna help a lot.
Rocky, what is it like? I mean, we've had a full day here now experiencing all that Free Rein does. What is it like for you? Talk a little bit about your experience here, your journey that brought you here. You've now adopted. This will be your third horse here, including 2 wild Mustangs. What's it been like for you? What part has it played in your life?
Yes, I had broken up a 10-year relationship with somebody, and it was heartbreaking. But I found out about Free Rein, and I came up here and started working with the horses, and it healed me. You know, it really did. There's something magical about them.
Rocky, thank you for hanging out with us a little bit, letting us meet your beautiful horse, Duke. But we are going to have to schedule another visit, I think, to come back and see how you do with Pedro in the next couple of months. I want to see how you weave your magic with him.
Oh.
Good to meet you, Duke. So, Justine, this has been an incredible experience. I've met all of these incredible Mustangs, the people who work here, who volunteer here. We're sitting up now kind of on the hill, approaching where the urban forest is. Your perch up here is really special. We've got Free Rein behind us on the Red Barn. What's it like for you to sit here knowing behind us there are 400 horses, this incredible Free Rein program that rescues and recovers and rehabilitates horses? How does it feel sitting here today at beautiful Huntington Beach Day, thinking about what we've seen all day?
It's an incredible feeling to sit up here and be among the horses that we've rescued, the Mustangs, the abused horses, and to be a part of this incredible community of volunteers that gives so much of their time back to this program. It's like being in the middle of the country, but you're still in the middle of a big city.
If people want to get involved, what's the best way to do it? I know you've got great volunteer programs. I know people, any donations, any and all donations help a lot. How can people get involved and come experience what I got to experience here today?
Yeah, so Free Rein Foundation really is the sum of all its volunteers. Free Rein would not exist without all the people who come here every single day to care for our rescued horses, who adopt our horses. And we encourage anybody to go onto our website, freereinfoundation.org, and consider volunteering. It's not, of course, always just caring for the horses. We have to do events and marketing too, but our program is 100% volunteer run right now. And so every dollar goes to the care of our horses or to providing equine psycho-assisted therapy for very deserving members of our community.
Excellent. Well, Justine, thank you. Thanks for having us here. We've had an amazing time today. I know I'll be back. I may volunteer. We'll see if I can be with the horses. But thanks for
You
being...
want to do marketing?
I'll help you with that for sure, if I can do some horse stuff too.
Okay.
And we'll do a book event up here as well. We'll do a
Yeah.
nice event. So anyhow, thank you, Justine. It's been good hanging out with you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming.